we've made it through the summer. In just over 3 weeks, the football is back. Mind you, I can't get rid of the tickets to this Duquesne game, but still, football is back.
Football is fully back. I'll go ahead and tell you that. And that is nonstop. 20 practices in 25 days is no joke. It is no joke, but surprisingly, it hasn't been too bad. Things have been smooth, and went from later practices in the day starting at 3:30 going to 8:30 now in the morning. And I personally like morning ones. Get them in, get them over with, and it's not so hot either. But it definitely back in the groove. I love it. I'm glad football is fully back. I think there's the Hall of Fame NFL game this Thursday night that I think the fifth stringers are playing in along with some of the water boys. So I'll take it. It's a football game that I can put on in the background and do some work and chill.
We are so desperate for football, we'll watch the Jacksonville Jaguars. But more importantly, Logan, like you said, a week in the books of practice. So far through the first week, give me your biggest surprises, both good surprises and any areas of concern you may still have after watching this first week of practice.
Some good surprises. I'd probably go with AJ Duffy's start to fall camp. I'm not going to say the first 3 days were magnificent, but he's been on he's in a groove right now. The last couple of practices, he's gotten more confident in his throwing, Jason, and that's something we didn't see whatsoever really that much during the spring. There'd be maybe 2 or 3 throws that I can talk about going back in the spring, but now I'm getting like 3 or 4 of those of practice, and you're seeing progress from him rolling out in the pocket when need be and finding guys down the field. I think he's understanding the assignments, understanding that offense better. And then Mike Norvell said after the practice yesterday, he believes AJ Duffy is, as a true freshman, one of the ones that's so much ahead than he's ever had in his past, couple of years coaching and going back to Memphis too. This is a quarterback that is understanding the system faster, and think they, him and Tokars think very highly of him as an intelligent player, definitely back there understanding the defense. And there's definitely still a ton of work still to be done, but yesterday he had a beautiful drive down the field, ended up being a field goal. That's something that Duffy, we didn't see a whole ton of during the spring. And Florida State, we've had the whole conversations about if Jordan Travis goes down, who's going to be up next. I'm not saying AJ Duffy is going to take a QB2 spot. I don't see that happening because Tate Rodemaker had his best day of fall camp yesterday, but you're seeing a trend for AJ Duffy, Jason, starting to really build confidence. That's all it was. We'd be there. We can't speak on every single thing that he's doing and report on it, but just to keep it plain and simple, he was hesitant. He was very hesitant to make those throws. He'd tuck and run. He wouldn't want to take it, risk it, and get the ball down the field. Now he's starting to connect, and he's connecting very well with a few wide receivers and his running backs and getting down the field. And Florida State's offense yesterday won the day overall, in my opinion, and that's something that I was expecting this to be a really dominant defense of performance this fall camp. But you're seeing battles where the offense wins this day, the defense wins this day. But for the first full padded practice, the offense won the day. And that's something where all 3 quarterbacks did well. Jordan Travis, Tate Rodemaker had his best day, and Duffy is continuing to move the needle a little bit with understanding the system and not being so hesitant. He's making some throws.
We've talked about this before, and obviously the quarterback position is the big position that many of our viewers here have talked about. Has Duffy done enough to give a serious run? I know we're only 1 weekend. I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. But has he done enough to make a serious run at being the second-team quarterback for that Duquesne game?
Are you sorry? My thing blocked off the audio. Did you say Duffy or
Duffy?
I wouldn't say for Duquesne, no. I still think it's definitely going to be Tate Rodemaker. I thought Rodemaker had his best day out of maybe even the spring too. This was a really nice day from him. He had the beautiful, beautiful drive down the field. And I think all of the reporters and beat members kind of looked at one another. I was like, where did that come from? And that's something you want to see consistency. That's something Mike Norvell keeps on preaching going into this camp from everybody, but definitely the quarterback room and Tate Rodemaker consistently, because he can make those throws. He can make those deep ball throws, but on Tuesday, he just led everybody down the field. Trey Benson opened some things up there too. He was able to connect with Darian Williamson too, which was a great couple of grabs from him. And then finding Marcus and Douglas in the end zone, tight end that you're hoping will step up, big size tight end. I don't think Duffy's going to fight Jason for that QB2 spot going into Duquesne, but you'd like to see him be you want a guy that can be a QB2 if there's a situation where he needs to go in. Still at the baby steps here, but it's good signs because I was kind of worried. I went into this camp kind of worried from what we saw in the spring. I wanted to see him not hesitate so much. Throw the ball, just take a risk. But now it doesn't look like he's really hesitant. He's understands where his wide receiver is cutting on his routes, and he's getting the wide receivers right where they need them and throwing ahead of the cuts even too, to where that wide receiver plants his foot. He's coming back for the ball, and it's already on his way there. The ball's already on his way there. So out of the quarterback room, I think they had their best day on Tuesday, and you're starting to see better signs. That was probably a surprise to me, at least the start here for Duffy. If there had to be anything,
first of all, Eric wants to know if the stretching was elite, so let's just address that.
The stretching was incredible.
The stretch was good. Okay.
Stretching and the ward chant was at a good volume too.
Elite
blasting.
Eric would like to
No, not elite. No, not elite.
Okay.
No, getting there. Coach Storms will maybe we'll keep an eye on him and what he does there.